All right, folks. The title of the show tonight was about karma. We lost about 20 of you before we got around to it because it is late on a weeknight. We certainly understand that. But the karma story, as y'all remember, I was supposed to be in St. Louis, Missouri for the Herb Simmons Bruiser Brody Memorial, the 50th anniversary of Herb Simmons being in pro wrestling. And I was supposed to be there. I think we made it kind of clear on Thursday that probably was not going to be the case. We had Herb and Barbara on Tuesday and covered a few issues that had not been answered. As a matter of fact, instead of answering some of my objections, like taking Virgil off the show, Jimmy Hart off the show because he had the nerve to show up without Jerry the King Lawler and or Hulk Hogan, and who was the third? And Enzo Amore. So here's what happened. Here's what happened. Not only did they take my limo, offer me a 2001 Lincoln Town Car. I used to have a 2001 Lincoln Town Car. I had the same one Raylan Givens had, unjustified. I love that car with a passion. It's my favorite car I ever had. I had a DVD television system in it that actually picked up aerial television signals, antenna built into it, and I had 5 video screens. The wrestlers loved to travel with me because it was like you was on an airline flight, and that you could watch the movies on the way to the towns. And some of our towns were 3 to 5 hours away sometimes. So everybody wanted to travel with me because they knew they could watch 2 or 3 movies on the way to the towns. Obviously, going through the sound system and everything, it was great. And I had a video screen over my visor. So where if I was parked in a parking lot or something, no, I didn't watch it when driving, but I could glance over at the center screen in the car or the visor to the right. I would only pull my visor down. No, I didn't drive with my visor down. And watch television I was driving. That may have been actually, it's illegal to have the screens on in the front seat when you're driving, but I only got pulled over for that once, and that's when I had a 13-inch TV plugged into the front seat of my car. I got pulled over in LaGrange, Kentucky. They said I was the first person ever in the history, maybe the country, maybe the world, but certainly in Kentucky, that was ever pulled over for having a 13-inch television on in the front seat of his car. He says, I don't know if it's against the law or not, but it should be. Kenny, that is a distraction. So they told me I couldn't watch TV in the front of the car, but I could put it in the back seat. So that's what we had to do. So a little bit of history there. My father, stepfather, Johnny Risen, the last person arrested for cattle rustling in the state of Kentucky. Me, the first person, not arrested, but pulled over and given a warning. Don't watch television in the front seat of your car with a 13-inch black and white TV. It was a green Zenith that was battery operated, that had a battery pack that would run for about 5 or 6 hours. Or you could plug it in your car cigarette lighter, which is what I did when I was in the car to save the battery pack. Plus, the battery pack weighed 25 fucking pounds. It was huge. And so that was that. So that was my Lincoln Town Car. That was what they were going to send me, only not pimped out the way mine was. So they give me the word that the limo is going to Barbara, who lives in, I think, Orlando, Florida, or near there. And then as an extra slap in the face, I heard they were negotiating with Dutch Mantell to bring him to the event, and they were going to pick Dirty Dutch, and he goes by that name for a reason, Dirty Dutch Mantell, in my limo, probably non-showered, non-shaved, drinking, if I had to guess, probably whiskey, all the way from Orlando to St. Louis. So that's bad enough. And then I found out Bob Hazelwood did some investigative work and then finds out that as another slap in the face, they had Virgil as the driver to get him a payday. Virgil as the fucking driver so they could get out of paying him at the event would be my guess. And Enzo Amore as the valet. With still intentions of picking me up in Louisville to ride with Barbara. Okay, I could have dealt with that. To ride with Dutch, I would have put up a fight, but we could have worked it out. If he'd have took a bath, shaved, quit drinking, and smoking that nasty-ass goddamn cigar, that would have been nice. So Dutch had to meet a lot of qualifications to even be permitted in the limo with me in it. I do not tolerate cigarette smoke, cigar smoke, marijuana smoke, or smoke of any goddamn kind. So that shit would have had to go. I would have preferred him not be drinking, definitely not drinking and driving. Well, Virgil's got that covered. I would have preferred him be shaven down. Man hadn't seen a razor since the 50s. Don't know what year he was born, but he hadn't shaved in a long time. A lot of demands just on Dutch Mantel alone. But then to put 2 of the 3 people I wanted banned from the show as my personal servants, what? I don't even want them on the goddamn show. I don't want them driving my fucking car, my limo, and I don't want Enzo as my fucking valet. I don't want him on the goddamn show. So it was obvious that a personal vindication had been made against me. Maybe they don't really want me on the show. Maybe they don't want me taken away from the other 50 stars that were going to be there. Turned out 2 of them didn't show up, and me. One of them had car problems. Herb Simmons puts this out. Out of the 50 we invited, 47 showed, 2 due to medical reasons. Well, don't invite people that old would be a start. Look at me, fucking looking 35 years old. I would have been perfect. You didn't have to worry about my health issues. I was fine, but no, you ex-nay me off the goddamn show because you knew I was never going to get in a car with Virgil and Enzo and Dutch drinking and smoking and maybe not even showered. That was not going to fucking happen. So they knew I wasn't coming. They forced me off the show. But guess what? This is where I got the last laugh. The goddamn limo broke down in Macon, Georgia. They had to ride in a tow truck. Enzo, I didn't hear if Dutch actually made it or not. I'm still checking into that. He won't answer yay or nay. So I don't know if Dutch was with them, but Barbara and Enzo and Virgil had to ride in a tow truck all the way from Macon, Georgia to St. Louis, Missouri. They did not get that great limo ride they thought they were going to get. And that's what Bob Hazelwood meant when he said karma's a fucking bitch. He might not have put fucking, but I would have. It's a good thing he set the show up tonight instead of me. So take that, Herb Simmons. Take your goddamn limo. Take your 2001 Lincoln Town Car. And maybe next year you'll consider treating me a little bit better. Maybe next year you'll book me as the featured attraction like you did this year. And I heard there was nearly a riot there when they found out I wasn't going to be there. And then you come up with this, well, Kenny had transportation problems. I had transportation problems. You fucked me over. That was my transportation problem. You fucked me over. And then tell the people and put the heat on me. Tried to put the heat on me. Shame on you. So next year, let's do it right. I'll be looking as good, if not better. I might even drop another 20, 30 pounds between now and then. Don't book these old people that are going to be in the hospital instead of on your show. Book me. Jimmy Hart if he brings Hogan and or Lawler. You know we're all going to be around. None of us are going anywhere. So let's try that next year, Herb, and maybe your event will be truly the biggest and best of all time. And you don't have to make a post that 2 of your people were in the hospital and one of them had car problems. Boy, how vague could you possibly be? You must be a Republican mayor is the only thing I can figure. To put out a statement that vague that you didn't have the guts to say I fucked Bolin out of his limo to say he had problems. Oh, I had problems. So yeah, you were right. You told the truth. But you skated around the actual truth. And that I don't take too kindly to. But to show you what a man I am, I will come next year. I'll come. But this year I want the limo. I don't want any fucking Enzo Amore as my valet. I don't want any fucking Virgil driving my goddamn car. And I don't want a drunken, smoking, whiskey breath Dutch Mantel in the backseat telling story times because he's riding with me. Is that too goddamn much to ask? I don't think so.